Hey guys, my name is Emily. Welcome back to Social Problems. This unit, we were asked to focus on one topic listed under our coursework. The topic that I chose to research on and dive into is the genocide against Cambodians. There is a lot to unpack from that phrase alone. First of all, genocide is referred to as the deliberate, systematic annihilation of an entire nation or people. 1.7 million Chinese and Vietnamese Cambodians were persecuted by the Khmer Rouge, led by military leader and Prime Minister Pol Pot in 1975. This all started in 1970 when anti-communist Prime Minister Lon Nol forced Prime Minister Prince Norodom, I'm going to butcher this, Sihanouk, out of power. In 1975, Khmer Rouge seized Phnom Penh, a city, taking over Cambodia. Fighting between Vietnam and Cambodians started in 1977, and the Vietnamese took over power and gained Cambodia in January 7th of 1979. Pol Pot was found guilty of genocide in 1979, and in 1997, Khmer Rouge tried Pol Pot for crimes committed during his power. In 1998, Pol Pot died, ending the civil war in Cambodia. In 1999, Khmer Rouge was considered ended. Over the next 15 years, from 1999 to 2014, leaders of the Khmer Rouge were found guilty of crimes against humanity and sentenced to life in prison. That included all of the leaders of Khmer Rouge. In our coursework, it asks about ethical cleansing, and ethical cleansing is the same thing as genocide, but I believe that it was more controversy within the government than the genocide against Cambodians was religious or ethnic. So I don't think it was specifically ethnic or religious targeting at all. I think it was more of just the differences between beliefs. As this was technically a civil war, it caused segregation and migration when the government was overtaken because of communist versus anti-communist views. Not many safe havens or organizations in Cambodia helped the people of Cambodia. So many Cambodians actually immigrated out of Cambodia during this time because of the such poor living conditions that they were under and the war and fight in the government system that they had going on. Something that I personally found very interesting is the fact that the United States, although on the totally opposite side of the world, was affected by the Civil War. The United States actually participated in bombing over in Cambodia at this time, and many Cambodians actually fled to come to the U.S. and France between 1975 and 1997. Something that is very interesting to me is how even though one country can be suffering from genocide or suffering from a civil war, the entire world is actually affected. And I think it's very interesting that genocide was something that happened, just because I feel like even today it still happens. It's just not as known and it's not as researched because we haven't had time to look back at the type of governmental controls and that kind of thing. A question that I have for my peers, I know our coursework doesn't ask us to ask a question, but I really like to send a question to my peers, is that do you guys think that genocide still happens today, and do you think that a civil war is something that can eliminate genocide, or do you think it makes genocide worse? And I thought this unit was very interesting, and I thought that it taught me a lot. So thank you.